You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast, and this is show number 468 for Sunday, the 20th of August, 2023.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Jane. Are you there, my lovely?
I'm with you, Michelle.
So on this week's show, I'd like to take you all the way back to show number 464 on the 23rd of July, when we had our lovely friend Casey join us to talk a little bit about her amazing time on the Galactic Star Cruiser. Well, the trip wasn't just on the Star Cruiser. She also included a trip to Walt Disney World, and today she is sharing some of her experiences on that said trip. This was released in its entirety for our Patreons, but we are now releasing it as a slimmed down version for everybody else to enjoy whilst I'm off on my cruise and enjoying myself. So really now it's over to you, Casey.
Awesome. Okay, well, hi again. So we actually stayed in the Wilderness Lodge, where we have stayed before. We do love that. The Wilderness Lodge is amazing. We actually stayed in a fireworks view room, like totally by accident, which was amazing because one of the nights we just were sat eating snacks and watching Happily Ever After from our balcony. It was impeccable. You know, it's just a really lovely resort, you know, 2 really nice pools, lots of good food options. Even as a vegetarian, I had no trouble finding nice food options. It was great.
I must admit, you've chosen mine and Jane's favourite resort because we absolutely adore that resort.
My mom picked it.
Good choice.
I love it, but my mom was like, we're going to Wilderness. And I was like, okay, I'm down. Let's go.
Mum, would you like to adopt me? I'm 52, I'm fairly polite, and I'm hard-working.
Fairly polite. I think you're very polite, Michelle.
Aw, thanks, Jane. Please adopt me. I'll be a really good daughter. I really, really will.
My mom's where I got not only my love of Disney, but also my love of spreadsheets. So I think you guys would get along very well.
Spreadsheets, Excel, American. What more could I ask for a mum?
What is it about Disney nerds and Excel spreadsheets?
It's just efficient.
Efficient, organised.
Yeah.
Methodical.
I think part of the fun is planning your trip.
Oh,
because
definitely.
then you get to sit there and think about all the fun stuff you're going to do.
Yeah, it's a looking forward to, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. And you just sat thinking on the sofa, I could be eating a Mickey bar now. Oh, where would I eat that Mickey bar? Where would I buy the Mickey bar from? Absolutely. Anyway, back to your stay at the Wilderness Lodge. So how many nights were you there, my lovely?
We were there for 4 nights until we got onto the Star Cruiser, which was nice.
So you had the Walt Disney World experience. You had a day in the Wilderness Lodge to enjoy. Did you manage to eat in any of their wonderful eateries? Pretty
much, I think every morning except for our first morning, I think Roaring Fork is the one you can mobile order from.
Yeah.
We got a pretty good system down of, I'd go down, get coffee, and mobile order food. It was amazing. I'd get to have my Mickey waffles. All was right with the world.
Do you know, there's nothing better than starting your trip with a Mickey waffle.
Or a Mickey-shaped Rice Krispie treat, or a Mickey-shaped ice cream bar.
Anything.
Yeah, exactly. My family has a tradition where every Disney trip you're supposed to have ice cream for breakfast at least one day. So, and you can mobile order Mickey ice cream bars whenever you want from there. So it's fine.
Cool.
It was amazing. We got our resort mugs. We put them to very good use. We were there and it was, heat index of 106 type of foolishness.
Wowzers. So you had your hotel pool day. Which part did you enter first?
Since we were with some first timers, Mom and I discussed we have to go classic. We have to start Magic Kingdom. This was the craziest day, honestly. So first we get in and we have breakfast at Cinderella Castle.
Wow.
Okay, a pricey start, but I imagine that is going to be a really memorable experience for somebody who's going to the theme parks for the first time, is to actually go into the castle, meet the princesses, have an amazing breakfast and amazing views. What an experience. Fantastic. Tell me more.
Well, actually, we come in and we take them on the People Mover because there was like no line. So we did the People Mover, and then we went to breakfast at Cinderella's castle. And, it was very interesting because, the two new people were my sister-in-law and my boyfriend. And there was, some different reactions to meeting princesses. But it was very cute all around. And it was really fun and very Disney way to start the morning. And so we did that. And then we did a VIP tour.
A VIP tour. So let me get this right. This is where you pay for what we call a plaid to escort you around the park for a set number of hours for a set fee. And on top of that is a tip. And then there are so many benefits. Please, please, please. I need to know all the details on this.
You get so much done and you get these cute little buttons and they give you waters and ice creams. And it was really nice. It was just, one of the things we really like about Disney is just kind of wandering, which, I mean, you don't do on a VIP tour. But what you also don't do on a VIP tour is wait in line for anything. So we got onto Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy. No problem, same day.
Wow.
So your VIP experience, what day of the trip did you have this planned in on?
First day.
First day.
Wow.
And you started in the Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
You got on Tron. You maximised your time in the Magic Kingdom and then hopped to Epcot?
Yep. We pretty much just went to Epcot to do Guardians, and then we did Ratatouille, which was, both new for all of us. We tried to do Soarin', but Soarin' broke down. And so what we ended up getting was we got, the free lightning lane for that, and that was really nice. And then we went back to the Magic Kingdom, wandered around. Our guide was super, super lovely. And then we actually, after a long, hard day of a VIP tour, we did the dessert party for the fireworks.
Oh my, what? Did you talk about taking newbies on the first day in the Magic Kingdom with a VIP tour, with a dessert party?
And spoilt them rotten.
They're going to expect that every time, Casey, especially now I'm your adopted sister. Every time we're going to be going there and having this experience. That's amazing.
I was like, oh no, we've set the bar so high because you don't wait in any line. Like the longest we waited was maybe like 10 minutes because, we had to wait, they weren't going to just chuck us in front of everyone. Like we kind of went through and then they waited for a little bit of a break and then they let us come in. And I explained to everybody, I was like, look, the rest of the trip, we will have to wait in lines if we want to do rides. Like just prepare yourselves emotionally. I think we spoiled them rotten because then 2 days later we were at Animal Kingdom and my boyfriend was like, a 30-minute wait? No way. And I was like, oh no. I've made a
you've
mistake.
spoiled them.
He was like, what do you mean I have to wait 30 minutes? And I was like, oh. And that was for like the dinosaur ride. And I was like, oh no. It was really fun. I don't know if I'd do a VIP tour again. It was amazing. It was great to not have to wait in lines, to get on all these, super busy attractions and not have to worry about lightning lanes or virtual queues or anything. Although we did end up doing the virtual queue for Guardians the next day when we went back to Epcot. But it was amazing. I just, I don't know if I'd do it again because I really like the wandering and the moseying and the looking at everything and the shopping and things like that, which you kind of don't have time for on the tour.
Well, true. Time is money. You've paid a lot of money for this VIP experience and you need to get through to feel like you've got the volume. So you're not going to really sort of mosey around with a Mickey bar, sit on the grass, do people watching, when you've got this opportunity to smash through all your attractions and get what you feel is value for what you've paid for. Well, that's my Yorkshire person's opinion anyway.
Yeah, definitely. We were in the parks for essentially 3.5 days because after you get off the Star Cruiser, you disembark in the morning. So we had pretty much a whole day until our flight. Our flight actually got delayed. So we ended up going to Hollywood Studios and going to see the rest of Hollywood Studios that we hadn't gone to see while we were doing our excursion off the ship. So if we'd had more than, I think, just like 3.5 days in the parks, Might have made sense to do it a different day, but we really wanted to maximize that time. And it was amazing.
So what else were highlights of your trip into Walt Disney World?
I mean, I thought, Guardians was amazing. Guardians was really fun. I rode it twice. I think it was so I was talking to my mom about this. One of the things that was one of our highlights was on the Star Cruiser, you can pay for like a photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can pay to have like a photographer, you go around the ship. There's like professional photographers and a professional lighting and they direct you. And so now we have all these really cute photos of us, doing Star Wars stuff on the ship. And there's all these nice photos of our whole group. And like, that was really fun. And I think that was one of the ones that my mom mentioned as being her favorite. Also just, watching our first timers and also my brother who hadn't been there in ages experience it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, like my boyfriend is still explaining Rise of the Resistance to his friends. He's like, and then you go through this room, and then you're in a room, and then suddenly there's a lightsaber noise, and a red line shoots up, and someone pulls the wall out, and you go, 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 and you have to run to this vehicle. Like, just seeing the things that stick for people, it was just really fun to see how, I have a bunch of pictures of them looking up at things in awe, like especially in like Pandora in the Animal Kingdom, just looking up and being like, how did they do that? Just the awe of, because people hear, oh, I'm going to a theme park. Okay, like I'm going to a theme park. It's like, no. You're going to Walt Disney World. It's a theme park, but it's different.
Some of those secrets, it's just like some of them just really, really blow your mind. And you stood there just sort of like, how on earth did they do it? And even when you know it's coming, as you mentioned on Rise, some of those little set pieces, whilst I'm not the greatest fan of the ride per se, the set pieces and the technology and the flow of the attraction has to be applauded.
Absolutely. And I just, it's amazing. Some of the technological advances are just astounding.
Did you have anything else that stood out on this trip after everything else you've been through?
I just think, it was really fun. It was a bit of a learning experience because you have, 6 adults because one of my mom's friends was with us for a lot of her time as well. And it's just kind of learning to, go with the flow and also just say, hey, I'm going to go do what I want to do, wander around maybe a little bit by yourself, We all kind of separated off into different groups at some points. Some people would go back to the pool, some people would stay in the parks, things like that. It was really nice to kind of just go with a group that, there's all sorts of different things that other people want to do, and you just have all these different options. Mm-hmm. And I think it was a really fun trip. It was exhausting. It was absolutely exhausting, but it was a really fun trip.
Anywhere else you went to eat that you particularly think, wow, that really struck the family as somewhere enticing and exciting to go to?
I mean, everything on Star Cruiser was amazing. We love, one of like our favorite things is at Typhoon Lagoon. You can get those like little fresh donuts. We love those. Like they're amazing. They're just little fresh donuts and you get them in a little box and it's full of cinnamon sugar and you can either have them plain or you can shake it and make them cinnamon sugar donuts and they're amazing.
Sounds making me hungry right now.
Sorry.
So you took some newbies with you and you talked about how you were enjoying more of their reaction on our main podcast and about seeing the enjoyment on their face and how they were just like in awe of it and you were like egging them on to enjoy it even more. Would they want to now revisit Walt Disney World? Have they got trips already planned to go back?
Okay, they don't have trips planned to go back, but they have all agreed that they would like to go again, but we have all agreed never again in summer. Never again in summer. It was too hot. It was exhausting. But no, everyone everyone agreed this is really cool and like let's come do it again because again, you're never going to get everything you want done. You're always going to miss something. There's always going to be something you didn't get a chance to do. Like after that first day, we really didn't ride a lot of rides. One thing that was cool about the Batu excursion when you're on the Star Cruiser is not only do you get fast passes to Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance, either when you scan in with your M band or because they have you wear these badges that say that you're on the Star Cruiser, things in the ride change. So like when we went on Smuggler's Run, the video where Hondo is talking to you, the guy who owns the shipping business, when he's talking to you, he starts talking about like the mission you're on from the Star Cruiser. And he's like, oh, you know, you're the folks from the Star Cruiser. Like, don't worry, you're gonna get your coaxium. Like, we just have to go get it, and then I'll make sure it gets dropped off safely. Yada yada yada.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that summer was really hot. Is there a particular season that you'd like to go back to revisit?
I have been before in like early spring, and I thought that was really nice because I like when it's warm. I can handle, 80s, maybe low 90s. But the issue here was that it was at a heat index of like 100 plus. So that was just an absolute no-go. I don't know that I've ever been in fall. I know I've been in summer when I was younger and this trip, and I've been in like the spring, and I think one time I went in January, but I've never actually been in fall. So maybe that. Maybe go in fall next time. I mean, I'm not doing anything this September, right? Let's go back.
Yeah, be fine. Awesome. And you'll be getting Halloween and yeah, fantastic.
I wish. I don't think we'll be going back for a little bit. But
I'm curious for your thoughts on the new attractions that you rode on this trip, which I believe Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Remy,
yep,
Tron,
yep,
and Cosmic Rewind.
Yes, and also I had never ridden Pirates since they redid the market scene.
Okay.
So I had never seen the new scene with the new Pirate Red. So that was kind of nice to see. I know it's not a new ride, but I was just like, oh, that's different. I think of all of the ones Remy was very cute. I thought it was really cute, and I think that was honestly probably a favorite amongst the group because it was just really cute and really fun with the the trackless ride. Same with, the Runaway Railroad was super, super cute. Really liked that one. Tron was fun, but my sister-in-law had never been on roller coasters before that day.
Wow.
So we took her on, I think we did Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and then we went straight to Tron, which might not have been the best decision we could have made.
Oh dear.
It was very fun. It was very fun, although I didn't personally find the seat super comfortable because it was very, I don't know if I was leaning too hard into it or what, but you're going quite fast and you're going around curves, and then it was, really pressing on like my stomach and like my chest. So I also felt a little bit nauseous when I got off that. Other than that, it was really fun. So I think of the new rides, Guardians is probably the top of my list. That one was just so much fun, like giggling the whole time, kind of fun. And we didn't go through the queue really when we were on the VIP tour and we went through, because you just go through the lightning lane. I keep wanting to call it the fast pass line. We went through the lightning lane, and then you only really see like bits and pieces. But when you go through the proper queue, you get to see the whole, exhibit. And it's really interesting and really very, there's tons of stuff to look at. We got stuck in the line for a while because the pre-show broke. So it's a really good thing we did it the first day as well, because the second day the pre-show was broken. So you're missing a whole bunch of context for the story. The pre-show was also amazing. This was something that I think really amazed, especially our new people, how good Disney is at misdirection, at saying, hey, look over here. Oh, something over here is now moved, and it's it's like magic. And they do that in the new Guardian. You've written it, Michelle, so you know what I'm talking about with the pre-show.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, what's this over here? Oh, okay, we've teleported. It was just amazing. So I was really sorry for everyone in the line with us when we got taken through some back doors to go around the pre-show because the pre-show had broken.
Oh, I like the pre-show.
At least we got to see the pre-show the first time. But yeah, not the second time, unfortunately. But it was just really fun.
Well, we will have to make sure that next time will be very, 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 very soon.
Yes.
Jane, do you have any more questions you'd like to ask Casey? Because I know for you, it's been a number of years since you've been back to Walt Disney World.
Well, I'm going to be in the same situation as Casey, really, when we do get to go, because there's an awful lot of rides that I've not had the chance to ride, including the ones you mentioned, including things like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train as well. So I'm it's kind of interesting listening and hearing the reactions. And again, I'm going to be in a similar situation to Casey because we will have Molly's boyfriend with us who has not been before. So it is going to be an interesting one to see that reaction. It's nice to hear, Casey, that people that you've taken for the first time are now willing to go again. Whether they're fully Disney indoctrinated or not, that might not be the case, but at least they understand perhaps a little bit more where our love and obsession for Disney actually comes from. And
definitely. I would not say my boyfriend is like Disney-fied at all, but he was like, that was cool. That, especially all like the technology bits, he was like, that was cool.
Yeah. What did you think to Will Showcase, and in particular Germany?
Oh God. It was bad. That was the low light of the trip. So for context, my boyfriend's Bavarian specifically, and a pet peeve here and in Germany is when people basically assume that Bavarian culture is all German culture, which is essentially what the German, like, we didn't even really go through. I think it just put a really sour taste in like kind of that group's mouth because he wanted to go to the beer garden restaurant to see what it was going to be like. And I explained to him, I was like, dude, it's an American buffet style restaurant. Like, for example, as a vegetarian, I did not find the food good in any capacity. I had like bean salad. It was not my favorite meal. It was no one's favorite meal. It was fine, but it was very much, the line where it's Oktoberfest every day. Really, really was not a fan favorite, let's say. So that was a definitive low light of the trip because it was, especially in the beer garden restaurant, it's very clearly Bavarian themed. I mean, the people working there are even wearing traditional style, Bavarian style costumes.
Right.
But then you have all the flags of all the other German states. But this is like very much not things that they would do in those other states. I don't know how to equate it over to England, but it'd be like if you went to an American pavilion and it was just entirely like Texas themed.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that was confusing. And I think so there's different types of beer and they have different types of glasses for them here. Like Weissbier, which is like a wheat beer, has its own type of glass. And I think the restaurant was never going to be everyone's favorite. It was something we were doing because he was like, I want to see what you people are up to, essentially. And I was like, it's supposed to just be a vibe. It's not supposed to be accurate. It's just supposed to be something for like all the people that kind of get a taste of different countries. It's going to be a little stereotypical, like just warning you. And he's like, I understand that. I love complaining, so it'll be fine. So I'll just use it. But the second he looked at the waitress, and in German, mind you, because all of this wait staff is, of course, from Germany, asks her if they have Weissbier glasses. And she goes, no. And I think that was the end for him. While we were still ordering drinks, that was the end of it. He was like, they don't have the proper glassware. I'm done.
I suppose, Michelle, it's equivalent to you and I going into the UK pavilion, isn't it? And, going to the Rose and Crown and recognising it's not actually like a proper pub in the UK, and we won't get into the whole trifle gate, will we?
No, plop in a cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me again, because I know I've asked you this 70 million times, pickles and mushrooms on trees.
No. I think maybe it's like one place in Germany does it. I've never heard of mushrooms on trees. Pickles on trees, I heard of from my American German neighbors as a kid. But pickles on trees, I think, came from like one very small part of Germany. It's not like a normal thing. Different. I think the rule is like if you find the pickle, you get to open the first gift or something, right?
Yeah.
Like different places have different rules. You have to like, I think some places you have to like find a bell on the tree and you have to ring the bell and then you can open a present. So there's different places in Germany have different traditions. So the pickle thing, I'm sure started somewhere, but it's not like an across Germany, like totally normal thing. I did not take him into the gift shop. I didn't think he'd want to see it. He just wanted to leave after lunch.
I think he might have exploded if he went in the gift shop.
I've explained
Like,
about the pickle
no.
thing, but he was like, I've never heard of this in my life. Moving on.
Okay.
Bless.
Yeah.
Well, my lovely, can we just thank you ever so much for coming on and not just sharing your love of the Star Cruiser and your trip experience on the main show, but actually staying back after hours and doing a little bit more chat about Walt Disney World. And thank you so, so much. It's fun and I can't wait for your sort of like seasonal trip later on in the year, maybe?
No, probably not. One of these days I gotta get out to Disneyland Paris. I'm sorry for ending it on such a negative note, but thank you for having me.
It's fine. It's not a negative note because you have confirmed our theses of pickles and mushrooms on trees in Germany at Christmas time.
Yeah, okay. The trip overall, everyone had a great time, I swear. Just like one bad lunch.
That's all we need to know then. Right, well, I'd like to thank Casey very much for turning up on our show and talking so much about her Walt Disney World trip. Don't forget you can go back to show number 464 to hear all about the Star Cruiser and how her family managed to have the best time ever. You can find us always on social media at DisDreamGirls, as well as our website disneydreamgirls.com. And if you would like extras from the Disney Dream Girls podcast, go on over to patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls. Right, until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
And bye from me.